A former Lee County deputy turned jail escapee, a man who once swore to uphold the law, now at the center of a security breach. Good evening, I'm Kelly Burns. Authorities say that Matthew Curbelo, a former Lee County Sheriff's deputy, used insider knowledge to walk out of the Lee County jail after his arrest on DUI charges. Investigator Dave Elias is outside the Justice Center in downtown Fort Myers to explain how the escape happened.
Well, Matthew Curbelo, once part of the Corrections Division, I'm told, pressed a few buttons on these doors and then passed right through the security doors and escaped from one of the most monitored buildings in Southwest Florida. It is an escape that's stunning even the most seasoned law enforcement veterans. This is the facility where Matthew Curbelo, a man who used to work inside the walls, used that same experience to walk right out. Authorities say that Curbelo, who resigned just months ago in April, was booked here for a misdemeanor DUI, labeled a disorderly inmate. But it's what he did next that's causing outrage and even embarrassment. According to the booking report, he approached an interior door. He pressed the release button, then moved through a second door, and then, in a moment of timing, walked out through a third door that an unsuspecting employee opened from the outside. He didn't have his wristband. He didn't need any help. He just walked away and was caught hours later. Curbelo, seen here, was under investigation for allegedly abusing his children. A neighbor told Gulf Coast News she saw him dragging her by the hair.
He dragging his daughter, pulling her by her hair, pulling her by her arm, like try to cover her mouth to not talk.
Now, the Lee County Sheriff's Office released a statement calling it a brief flight. But tonight, the big question remains, is who, if anyone, will be held accountable, and how will the jail prevent this from happening again? His estranged wife had this reaction when I contacted her.
That should terrify everybody that we have a former Lee County Sheriff officer who thinks that he is so far above the law that he can just do what he pleases when he wants to.
Now, I did talk to Matthew Curbelo by phone today. He told me that he wanted to make no comment at this time. He does, however, remain free on $30,000 bond. Outside the jail in downtown Fort Myers, Dave Elias, Gulf Coast News.
Trailhand Bill reported live from South Florida, man. Guys, I am kind of excited and happy today, man. Because I've been semi-responsible. You see what I'm saying? Some things I needed to do outside of things I wanted to do, I've already accomplished, man. I was listening to this video while ordering garlic potatoes, right, from the Cubans. I ain't getting no rice and beans today. I'm tripping because now I think about it, I should have. But I'm about to go to the Jamaican spot and get some rice and peas and steamed cabbage. So it's a beautiful Saturday. And when I say beautiful, I mean bright, sunny, 221, South Florida. I'm headed to, can't tell y'all that because I'm thinking this video gonna come out while I'm still there. But I hope it's beautiful where you're at and you're enjoying life. People are funny, man. I enjoy videos like this because it is, in a sense now, you got to hear what I'm saying because motherfuckers do not listen. I cannot stand the way people take words and make them mean what the hell they want them to mean in spite of what's being clearly said. I enjoy videos like this because in spite of what's going on in the story, nobody is harmed. Now, I'm not saying that without remembering what the accusations are about his children, which is something I want to touch on. But I enjoy these stories because I skipped over two stories. One of them is an officer tripped and killed the lady. Now they trying to fight about whether she did it or not. Shit is crazy to me. And then it's another story. And it's just the implications and the reality of those stories are way more heart-wrenching than stories like this is what I'm trying to communicate. Now, before I delve into him and this journalist who gave, the male journalist who gave us most of the coverage, let me say two things first and foremost. I'm from a generation of people, man. I damn near want to tell y'all my age, but I'm not going to, family. Man, our parents, mother first and foremost, because I'm tired, I ain't going to get too deep into that. Father, auntie, uncle, neighbors, man. You would get your ass whooped by the neighborhood adults when I was growing up. That's just the bottom line. That is not a comparison to this generation of children versus my generation of children, because I cannot stand this generation of adults who always act like we were so much better. You know, don't nobody get no damn about. If everything was so perfect when you were growing up, you would have grew up to be a great adult who could raise better children than the generation of children that y'all adult asses always complaining about. Children are not responsible for the denigration of our world, for the degeneracy of our damn world. We are. I can't stand you motherfucking adults who always trying to blame children. It's the kids. They kids, motherfucker, who raised them. But this is a comparison to the parents and adults of this generation to the adults of that generation. We got our ass whooped by anybody, and in certain ways it helped. I went to school as a kid. This used to break my damn heart. I went to school with children who were really abused. I mean, really abused. Their parents beat them with extension cords and stuff for breathing. I went to school with children. If your mom or the whooped your ass or threw a shoe at you from across the room because your ass was cutting up, really doing something that needed to be addressed. If the teachers at school paddled your ass, we got paddled at school. If your ass got caught doing something and your parents was at work, so auntie, who wasn't your blood relative, but she was a neighborhood auntie or grandma or whatever, or the neighborhood uncle or grandfather or whatever, whooped your ass, wasn't nobody saying you got abused. And I think it made us better people. So now we have this generation of people, and I'm going to say it and it offends some people, they are primarily raised by women, and that is not a shot at women. I made a post on the community tab. This video is going to be a little longer because I got to get to that. I said I owe women an apology, and we're going to get to that. So now we're getting to it. A lot of this effeminate ass behavior that men exhibit, I'll say, yo, you acting like a woman, you acting like a child. No, you acting like an effeminate ass man. And all women don't act like that. And that's why I say I want to apologize, because I caught myself saying that and I wanted to be clear about what I was saying because it was easily misinterpreted the way I was saying it. But we have a generation of people raised primarily by women, which is not necessarily a bad thing, except it has no balance in it. Women have some great ideas about how children should be parented, and women have some exaggerated ideas about how children should be parented. We've leaned in our entire society to the exaggerated, the fanatical ways of how women think life should be lived. Therefore, physical discipline has been totally eliminated. And that's why you get to this story, and I wanted to, the girl had, they showed us a mark on her arms. They lifted up her hair. I looked at that portion of the damn video through. What the fuck was you showing us her hair for? I didn't see any damn thing. And I want to reiterate, bro, when we were coming up, your ass would have whelps on you from getting your ass beat. Now, am I saying that was the answer to the question? Am I saying that sometimes our elders and adults didn't go too far? Maybe they did. But I don't think it was abuse. Everybody got their ass whooped like that, and nobody's running around saying they were abused, because we knew real children who were getting abused. And I think that's what happened in this damn story. I ain't gonna say this damn cop didn't abuse his children. I'm gonna say what they showed us doesn't equate to abuse in the real world. It does equate to abuse in our society today, where we've leaned too far into effeminate ways of how we interpret things. But I ain't finna say, if her little ass was being bad, what if he walked in the house and caught his daughter getting gangbanged? And he whooped her ass because of that. What if you walked in the house? I ain't gonna get too deep into that. All right, let me get to the X. In the end of the video, everybody should be terrified. B-I-T-C-H. Were you saying that when you was with this man and he was a Johnny? Or are you now just a disgruntled ass ex and you gonna say everything you can to paint a picture of us for us to see him in a light that you want us to see him in? Because I don't want to hear none of that shit. And I had to address it because some people will be immediately drawn toward their version of the story. He was an abuser. A woman is saying that. He is this and we should be terrified of him. A woman is saying that. Are they necessarily wrong? No. But they ain't absolutely right because they saying it either. Whether he's a Johnny or whatever else. So I had to address all of that because those are the underlying issues that people just get Pied Piper by in our world. We just go for any damn thing because the right demographic of people are saying them and the right special interest tags are attached to that shit. I don't go for that. I use my mind to think. Let's get to this cop. I was laughing my ass off the whole time, fam. And this damn journalist who, dude, what are you talking about? This surprised some expert cops and a whole bunch of cops. How the hell did it surprise you when you soft-pedaled around the statement? Yes, he used to work for this organ. I don't know if it was that particular jail, but he worked for these motherfuckers, so he knows some things the average citizen wouldn't know. But that don't change the damn fact that he walked past that last door and one of the employees opened it for his ass. Something that you soft-pedaled around. Who will be held responsible for it? I'm going to keep it real with your ass. I don't know anything about working for no Johnnies, in or outside of jails or prisons. But what I do know is you got to know who the fuck coming through these secure doors and who's coming in them. And if you don't know who the hell you opening the door for, you haven't been prepared to do that job well. So either the people who train you and are responsible for you being in that damn position, because that could have been a raping, serial killing murderer, male or female, that your ass let out that door. They need to be held responsible automatically. There's no discussion to be had here. And depending on how irresponsible your ass was in that situation, maybe you need to be too. But maybe I can't just jump out the window and say the person that opened the door, because maybe they weren't adequately trained on who to open those doors for. I can't see how that would be the case, but it's possible. So when this journalist present this story and then he saw all these people are blown away, how the fuck you blown away by it? The last layer of the fence, the last fail-proof was open and made accessible by damn Johnny. Is that a civilian? Right there, man, in that security door? No, it's a damn Johnny. Of course, y'all want to pretend to be surprised by it because you don't want to admit, like always, that you fucked up. And this dude said he told him he just wanted to go home. So fam, now I got to get to the Johnny aspect of your ass. Oh man, I don't know what the hell is happening to me, guys. The cop sympathizer that seems to be arising in my ass and I'm gonna have to figure out how to deal with wants to say, man, this guy I read people, places, and things. I didn't get the vibes of a rogue ass tyrant here. I got the vibes of an irresponsible ass, maybe at his wit's end adults. And I'm not making excuses for his actions. I'm just telling you what I read and I could be wrong. But fam, you used to be a Johnny. Your ass got arrested for DUI. And they're accusing you of beating your damn children. I'm sorry, I gotta keep it real. Minus you being a Johnny, I'm going harder to say just because you're accused of something doesn't mean you're guilty. But if you're willing to sign up to work with murderous, terrorist gangbangers, it follows that your ass might be guilty of some of that other shit that they're accusing you of, that for all intents and purposes, is not as bad as being a murdering, terrorizing gangbanger. They say you abuse your kids. The people you sign up to work for murder children and kidnap them and do other heinous things to them, and women and men too. They say you was driving DUI. The gang that you signed up to work for murders, you know what I'm saying? That rabbit hole right there. So if they're accusing you of doing those things, and then like the other Johnny said in the resume, hey, people lie to us sometimes. We got to remember that. People do. Well, motherfucker, we got to remember who y'all are and what your historical resume tells us about you too. So, sir, I do believe it's very possible you're guilty of all that shit. And I do agree with your ex that you're a violent terrorist that motherfuckers need to be protected from. But not because she a crying ass woman, probably bit her ex saying it. I believe it because it follows your patterns of choices and activity. So, this shit was funny, fam. And the more serious part about it is what she said and what I said as well. This could have been a really violent female or male criminal that the Johnnies just carelessly released back to the streets. And now they're searching on our dime for who's going to be held accountable for it. We know who. No damn body. Just like we know who should be held accountable for it. Y'all ass. The only other unsurprising thing about this damn video that I want to say before I get out of here is that the shit happened in Florida. I'm Trey and Bill, man. I hope you're enjoying your day and your weekend. I encourage you and compassionately admonish you to use your mind when you think. That would be my parting message. Y'all be good. Thank you if you made it this far. If you liked the video, feel free to hit that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it. If you care to go a little further than that, maybe even subscribe, hit the notification bell. Check out a few of the other videos on the channel. Either way, y'all be safe.